I'm part of a go-to-market team. But like, what does anyone actually mean by that?
Well, I can tell you what I mean by it.
I would love for you to tell me what you mean by it.
Well, I think a lot of people assume it's sales strategy and sales owns go to market. Absolutely not. I think that's the number one, like, biggest issue with go to market in general and how people think about it. For me, go to market is sales, marketing, product, and CX. It's all four teams. And ideally, it's those four leaders coming together and setting a strategy together. Because I think if you don't do that, regardless of your company size, and it's especially, I think, more problematic when you're smaller, but if you don't have a cohesive strategy that the four of you have set and that everyone's running towards, I think you end up just like butting your head against the wall a ton. Because if marketing's not talking about, you know, messaging in the way that is what the product team is building and what sales is going to go sell and the customer success team is going to go implement and renew, like you have a huge problem. So it's literally all of those things, and it can't be owned by a single person. And I think the default oftentimes is give it to the VP of sales, the CRO.
Yes.
And that I think is a huge, huge problem, and it's not successful, and it ends up having a lot of infighting among those four teams because sales becomes like the most important perceived group. And in reality, like the four of them can't exist, especially in B2B tech, without each other.
And every one of those teams at most companies, especially early stage, are all talking about the product differently. They're all talking about the audience differently. They're all messaging differently. They all think the value prop is different. They all think the problem that you're trying to solve is different. So that, like, I feel that big time. That is something that I think most early stage teams I've been a part of are always struggling to figure out, like, okay, how do we align all of this? Because when you're at an early stage company too, everyone's got strong passion for what they're doing. So it's like there isn't really anyone that's just going to like go with the flow and be like, okay, sales told me this, so I'm going to do it. Marketing told me this. That doesn't happen. It's a nice little double-edged sword. We love the passion, but it's really hard to wrangle all the passion into one unified message and point of view.